Friends, as we celebrate the solemnity of Christ the King today, let us reflect on mercy. It is God's gift to us, God's response to our human condition. Pope Francis tells us that as we approach the year of mercy, we should open our hearts to God's mercy and consequently approach His heart to understand mercy. The Bible contains many stories that underline the reality of God's mercy. In the Old Testament, He liberated the Israelites and called them His people. From the pit of slavery and suffering, from being dispossessed of their livelihood, resources, and identity, He rescued them. He proclaimed through Jeremiah, "I am Father to Israel." And through Isaiah, He told His children, "Do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name, you are mine." One manifestation of God's mercy was God's liberation of Israel from whatever oppressed it. Mercy, liberation, and salvation meet in God. If we read the whole of the Old Testament, we see how the people responded in faith, but also stumbled many times. This merciful Father did not give up on His children. Rather, He even renewed them from within. "I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh and give you a heart of flesh." God's mercy transforms human hearts. In the New Testament, we find the ultimate expression of God's mercy, Jesus Christ. His people were able to interact, to see, to touch, to hear, to speak with the one who has loved them, the one who never tired forgiving them. Reading the New Testament, we see how God fulfills His promises. The sick were made well, sins were forgiven, and the outcast had a place at the meal table. Ultimately, the merciful God became one of us, humans, in the person of Jesus. We often say He lowered Himself in order to be in solidarity with us, and that is mercy. He entered humanity to bring personally His gift of mercy, which culminated in His passion, death, and resurrection. So the people did not only hear a word of mercy, they also witnessed mercy in person. In His mercy, Jesus became our high priest who intercedes eternally for us with the Father. John the Evangelist recounts to us that for God so loved the world, He gave us His only Son, so that everyone who believes in Him might not perish, but have eternal life. Again, this is mercy. So from these, we see how the Father gifted us with mercy. It is God's response to us, we who sin, we who forget, we who run away. Pope Francis has said many times, God never tires of us. God patiently waits for us to receive His gift and to welcome His response to our misery. But how do we receive this most undeserved gift of mercy? Friends, it is simple. First, let us be humble in admitting our need for mercy. Then, let us rejoice that God saves us by His patience. Finally, let us imitate God. Let us accept this gift by passing it on to others. Let us give the same response of mercy to those around us, especially those who are poor, sick, marginalized, and excluded in society, including the environment. As we approach the year of mercy, may mercy go beyond an impulse of piety or sense of obligation to become our face, our name, our identity. Let us remember, He calls us His children, and it is only fitting that we become like Him, merciful like our Father. Happy Feast Day of Christ, the King of Mercy.